Hi everybody, my name is Brian.
And I'm Danielle.
We are the Bergs. Right after high school, I joined the military and got married soon after joining the military and had a daughter named Jocelyn. Got out of the military and went to college and met Danielle. Spiritually, I was probably pretty far from it. Probably the last time I went to church before I met her was in the military.
I was pretty far away from God whenever Brian and I met. I hadn't spent a lot of time with God. I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out what would make me happy. And then we got married and it was great, but then quickly I think we realized like something is wrong and
Missing?
yeah, we started really realizing that we were struggling, I think, in our marriage and our communication was just non-existent. I became pregnant with Harvey and then we moved back up
To St. Louis.
St. Louis.
And then just out of nowhere, my brother-in-law asked me if I wanted to work for Crescent. And I started working at Crescent, and I knew Micah for quite a while because he's my brother-in-law's cousin. And Micah asked us to come to White Flag. And we said, yeah, that'd be great, but we just never took him up on it.
We talked about coming a lot.
We did.
And it seemed like we would even have Sundays planned where we were like,
We're
we're gonna go this week.
So that was probably a good year and a half, I would say, of going through the same motions. We were pretty actively engaged in another church, and just everything was the same story.
Well, then we had Addison. And whenever we had Addison, it was a really scary time in our life.
Right.
We had Harvey, things started getting better, and then I got pregnant with Addison.
The delivery was scary.
And I think at that moment, we just realized that, like, God blessed us.
Yeah, it was that moment 100% when Addison came out.
That she was like, it was a miracle.
Yeah, so we've been coming every week for a couple weeks, which was huge for us at that time in our life, to actually commit every week to going to church. And we jumped right into starting point. It was April 1st, actually, because it was April Fool's Day.
We had been coming for...
Yeah, probably 3 or 4 weeks at that time, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And starting point was really cool. I was really nervous about going to that, and I honestly didn't want to go. But when we went, I was so relieved and happy that we went. We got so many of our questions answered.
Correct. I know Paul brought it up, and I looked at her, and I think she looked at me, and she's like, why is not a better time than right now? And I said, let's do it. And so we asked, because we didn't even know if we were allowed to get baptized or not, that they're like, hey, can I get baptized this day? And I think
they said several times, they said, if you want to get baptized, do it right now. Like, we'll go and do it right now. And he was like, they don't actually mean right now. I was like, I think they mean right now. And then he was like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And so then you were baptized right then and there.
Yeah, that was cool.
So once we were able to come back to church in the fall, we started to serve. And that was really big for us because
we're not great with commitments.
It gave us over it.
So just for us to actually commit to something and show up every week is big for us.
We love to serve, and so it's been a huge blessing. And then I realized that I had even though I knew that a relationship was important with God, like to have a personal relationship with God, I just was really lost, and I didn't know how to have that relationship with God. But coming to White Flag, I learned how to have a relationship with God. And so I actually was baptized. I mean, our lives were changed dramatically right away. I mean, as soon as we started coming to White Flag, and then your baptism, Jocelyn's baptism, my baptism, all the kids talk about is church and their Bible verses.
Their friends they meet at church.
They love it here. Other churches that we had gone to, they would cry and.
They couldn't wait to be picked up.
Yeah.
And here they'll just run away from us.
Here they run straight to their class, and they're so happy to be here. So if we could say anything to the Muds, it would be a huge thank you. Thank you for not giving up on us and asking over and over again, because it worked. It got us here, and it changed our lives forever.
And truly, Micah, thank you so much. And our lives, our family lives have been impacted in more ways than than we even have word for, and just the text messages to a couple phrases here and there.